Hello and welcome to the Screencast for Global 9 Honors. This is the week 14, December 7th through the 11th, and here is our screencast. So if you click into Schoology, you'll see that your course should be organized based on the weeks, and if you click into our current folder, the green folder, you'll see our self-paced week number 14. There are several things here. First, this is where your video that you're watching right now should be located. But there's really two things here that are going to be related to a video called My Life, My Religion. And we think that it's a good video for you to watch. It's a pretty modern program with the focus of teenagers your age working through the belief systems around their religion. It's part of a series, and we have a few of them that we're going to show throughout the next couple of weeks. Here, you'll see that we're going to be referencing the EdPuzzle activity that was created, and there's several short extended answers that are questions that we're going to be asking you. So the first thing is to download the file that's attached to this document, and we really think that as you're answering the questions in EdPuzzle is that you probably do a copy paste. So when you're looking at the questions and you type away in EdPuzzle, if you want to copy before you submit that so that you have it for your own notes, that seems to make sense. At the end of the day, none of this is going to be collected. The PDF will not be collected from Notability, but rather just the EdPuzzle responses. But it would be good that you have your own responses for your notebook. You'll see below here that there are some Quizlet cards for you to practice with. So if you wanted to start a game, you could see it set up as matching, and there's some vocabulary words that are all part of the Judaism faith. You could always change those studies modes over to different things to help you along the way. At the bottom, this is the web-based version, so if I click on the note sheet, you'll be able to see pretty quickly that this note guide came from My Religion, My Life, My Religion. The BBC put it out. It's a pretty good program. And here's just reviewing some of the instructions. Here are all the vocabulary words that are located in the Quizlet card deck, so you could use those. But you'll notice on the note sheet that we've got the timing for you so that you can review exactly where the questions are. And here's where we would expect you to copy and paste on a sticky, for example, in Notability. Along these markers in EdPuzzle, the video will stop, you'll answer the question, and move yourself along. So you'll see that here are the basic questions. If I scroll all the way down to the bottom, the basic question is, and this is what we'll try to ask and answer of all the world religions, is really how is this religion, Judaism, similar to other world religions? And we'll always want you to come up with some examples. So at the end of the day, this is what you're going to be responsible for knowing and understanding so you can compare and contrast to other world religions. So if I click back over to Schoology and into this self-paced folder, so here's the materials. You'll click into My Religion, My Life, and the video program will come up something like this. You'll see these the different kids in the preview and the questions along the way for you to answer. There's also a pretty short reading for us to work our way through, and I think you'll enjoy this one as well. This is going over some basic things. It's titled Abraham and Moses Activity, Two Central Figures to Judaism, but we will focus a ton on the word tradition. And what we've included here actually is a video clip of the famous musical Fiddler on the Roof. And the main character, Tevi, if you've ever seen this before, maybe your parents have forced you into watching it. It's really a great program. If you're into musicals and different things along that area, you'll probably really enjoy this. But what we did is we included basically one of the opening numbers from the musical for you to kind of reinforce on what tradition means. And sometimes for no other reason do people do things in their religion is because they've just always done things. Tradition! Well, you'll see that'll make more sense as you watch the video. So take a look at this. Here is the worksheet that will be turned in along the way. And again, we're just asking you to think about how Judaism is set up. It is a monotheistic faith. And it starts off with the covenant between God and Abraham, the founder of the monotheistic faiths. And he is going to have a land promised to the Jews. Later on, we'll see another central figure many years later, Moses, who will be a slave in Egypt and under the Pharaoh Ramesses. He is going to lead the Jews out of slavery, out of Egypt. It's called the Exodus, the book of Exodus. This is where the Red Sea parted and the Jews crossed it just in time, escaping the Egyptians. Not long after that, some 40 years or so, Moses would bring his people the Ten Commandments. And of course, this is a central figure around the monotheistic faiths. And there's a few questions for us to answer about each of these two things, these two articles. So this is pretty straightforward and fairly easy, but it is a good note guide for us to do some foundational material around Judaism. So to recap, here's what your job is. I would ask you to grab the first activity to have your note sheet so that when you do the EdPuzzle, you can copy and paste your answers over for your own note sheet. And then this piece here. The video is about 30 minutes, like 28 minutes long. It'll probably take you maybe 10 minutes, 12 minutes to answer the questions along the way. And this reading will probably take you about 15 minutes or so, maybe 20 minutes. So if you're pacing yourself out, you should know to dedicate that amount of time. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask your teachers. Have a good day.